Oh my goodness, this video made me laugh. Oh yeah, it's a love-hate relationship with our 6.0s, isn't it, guys? I mean, we love these things. They're absolutely freaking fantabulous, but when they're down, oh, it sucks a little, right? And so it's constantly a battle to say, while I'm in there, what do I want to do? The whole concept of bulletproofing came out because it's like, you know what, you're in there. Let's go ahead and take care of all the crap that breaks. I was just talking to a guy this morning who, he decided to shortchange himself a little bit, and he was under the valve covers. He changed out injectors, but he didn't change out dummy plugs and standpipes. He didn't change out the HHC nipple cups with their corresponding O-rings, and he didn't change out his valve cover gaskets. Well, as a result of that, what happened? The poor guy's got oil leaks. He's got a hot no start problem because he mucked with O-rings. Never muck with O-rings without replacing them, please. Muck with O-rings, replace the O-rings. But you go ahead and you get in there one time and you do it once and you do it right, and we can help you navigate the minefield, right, a little bit, and help you see, hey, think about while you're in there, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? You don't necessarily have to spend the $369 on the full HHC kit. Maybe you just need the specialty socket and some O-rings and call it a day. The O-rings are like 18 bucks, right? And it's a higher durometer rated O-ring that's not going to cause you a problem, and you can prevent yourself from calling us up asking about the motors we also sell. So very many options. And I don't want you thinking that the 6.0 is some kind of money pit. It really isn't, as long as you have the best advice and the best parts and all this kind of stuff. Because we rep for everybody, and I feel like I'm on a little bit of a roll lately talking about the 6.0 is not a piece of crap. The 6.0 is an awesome motor, and it's ridiculously fun to drive. You know the number of times I've talking to one of you guys and you're like, man, I had a 6.0 and I loved it, but I was tired of having issues, and I bought a 6.7 and I just didn't like it, and I ended up buying a 6.0 again. Yeah, it happens with regularity. And so these are just avoidable things, and if you understand that they're avoidable things, life gets ridiculously better for you. So I'm not saying you got to do X, Y, Z, or A, B, and C, but I am saying that these are not the horrible vehicles that your guy down the road, your neighbor down the road, or thinks they are. They are unbelievably reliable beasts if you know how to take care of them and if you live within the confines of the build that you've got. So if you're not studded, what are you doing running a 120 horsepower street tune? I mean, you just enjoy having problems, and then you're going to bellyache when you blow things up, right? Or if you're not yet running like an Edge Insight CTS3, we're talking about this guy here, right? It's freaking awesome. I mean, look at that. Everything in his brother or this little guy, down in the corner, you can monitor 16 things all at the same time with this bad boy, and it'll beep at you when bad things are happening, give you all kinds of warning. I knew a year before I bothered to change my alternator that my alternator was shot on my Excursion, as an example. So gauges are everything. They give you early indication, and if you just know what to watch for, I've got a pinned video on what you should look for in an Edge Insight CTS3. So if you haven't watched that video, please go get that done and go ahead and pick up an alternator. Dude, it's winter. It's freaking cold out, right? And so, if you're in the Midwest and it's, dropping down in the teens at night, recognize you got a 230 amp draw right after the truck starts for about a minute and a half. So shouldn't you consider picking up a larger alternator? Well, yeah, but the bummer is, like this 240 necessitates cabling. And yeah, we got you on cabling. Maybe this kit up here, but you can build your own too. It's not like it's rocket science. Just make sure you have at least a 16-ton hydraulic press. Make sure you use double wall adhesive back heat shrink on the ends. Ideally, you'd use this little Chinese finger trap kind of nylon webbing as an additional abrasion resistant. Ideally, you'd put in some kind of commonly available fuse, like we have an A&L fuse. All the car stereo guys use it. And you just take care of the things that you know are problems, right? You take care of it, they'll take care of you, and you won't have a problem. So the alternator conversation and the transmission conversation and the gauges conversation, those are the three biggies. You get this done and you're golden. Now, if you're pushing 200,000 miles on your high pressure oil pump, yeah, you might want to put one of those things in there before it leaves you on the side of the road, because but it's got 200,000 miles on it. Come on. Are you going to get ticked off because your high pressure oil pump failed? Or are you going to realize, man, that thing's worth 200, that's a lot of freaking miles. How many times around the globe is that? 8? I think it's okay that I can drop some money on an H-pop, right? Or 160,000 miles and it's time for a starter. Our favorite absolutely is the Mean Green 6.4 starter. It's just awesome. It's a bolt-in. It's no harm, no foul. If you want to go with the 6.7, we sell that too. It's just more work to install. I mean, not a lot more work, but some more work. And when you get some great stuff, you're going to be like, it's more work. I don't need to do that. This is awesome. I'm going with it. And then later on, if you're having other problems or whatever, and you do need a turbo, you do need some injectors, that's when you start having the conversation about some stuff. I'm going to go ahead and take care of it in a more of a response type mode. But these things don't just die by themselves, right? Parts don't just stop working. They give you warnings. You're running the monitoring gauges. You can see what your cranking voltage is on your batteries and say, hey, I'm pulling down another half a volt more than I ever did before. My batteries test out good. I wonder if my starter's getting weak. Yeah, and so you change the thing out in response to these problems rather than, the thing leaving you. I guess it's a conversation about rather than leaving you in the Home Depot parking lot and having to do it on your back in January, right? So whatever path you want to go, we got you. But these can be unbelievably reliable workhorses, and we can help you navigate the minefields for who makes the best stuff, so you don't have to feel like you're emptying your 401k just to drive a vehicle. I hope this helps somebody. FICMRepair.com. We're all in this together. Take care.